Hey everyone, I'm Ryan from Physio Inc. Sutherland, and this is our esteemed guest, Alex Mihellis. Today's video is going to be on us having a chat mainly about a big expedition you've got coming up. So this will be part one, and part two will be when you return home safely. So do you want to tell the viewers about what you will be embarking on in a couple of months' time?
Well, I wish it was a couple of months to give me a bit more time to prepare, but I'm leaving in 6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks.
Yes, very very soon. And is it not in there?
No.
Right. Okay. I'm heading off to climb Mount Everest.
Mount Everest?
Yes.
Is that the one in Cronulla or?
Yeah, it's just near the sand dunes there.
Yeah, right. Wow. No, that's amazing, and yeah, like I said before, I wanted to get you on here to sort of show, or I want you to talk about how you're preparing for it, and I think it's a massive achievement, and I think a lot of people would want to know how does one go about that, but I think before we get into that stuff, I'd love to know why you want to conquer Everest.
Why? As a kid, there was 2 things that were on my bucket list, and I wanted to go running with the bulls for some random reason, and I wanted to climb Everest. So I've done one, and for the last, say, 10 years, I've been preparing myself to head over and go and climb this. And yeah, a famous mountaineer, George Mallory, says because it's there, it's the biggest, just needs to be climbed.
There's no question of why, it's just why not?
Why not?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've known Alex for 16 years. Half of those years he's probably been overseas doing something. And you've always been like an endurance athlete, haven't you?
Yeah. Big endurance background. I started as a cyclist, and I was racing in a national team within a few years of that, and then moved over to outrigging canoeing. Won a few national titles with that, which is good sport. And then recently, in the last 2 years, I just discovered ultra running. Just started running one day and decided that I would do a 100k race, and fell in love with the sport. And in between those times, I was overseas and climbing and moving around and exploring and doing different adventures. But yeah, so that's where we're at now.
Amazing. Now, you've done some previous climbs before. Do you want to just quickly tell us about what climbs you've done?
Yep. So I've climbed Kilimanjaro, which is in Africa. 5895 is a trekking peak. Aconcagua I've been to twice. The first time I got airlifted off the mountain at base camp after a massive storm, and that humbled me quickly. That's quite a high mountain. It's almost 7,000 meters, and went over with probably not as much as experience as I should have had. The first attempt was a very big lesson for me. But Mont Blanc in Europe, which was a nice technical peak. There's a few others. I've had multiple expeditions in the Dolomites where I've climbed 12, 13, 14, I don't know, multiple mountains. But they're a bit smaller, but a bit more technical, and a lot of exposure. So, yeah.
A lot of exposure. So what would you say is unique about your preparation for Everest, maybe compared to other climbs you've done?
I think this time around, I've really dived into specific training for mountaineering, and there's not a great deal of it out there, but I've really gone down a rabbit hole of what it is. I don't know if you giggle at that. I've gone down
I laugh because I can see how one could go down the rabbit hole with this.
Yeah, it's a bigger rabbit hole to go down, I guess. But I mean, I've been training specifically for the climb. and getting my body ready for that. Whereas other times I've just been generally fit and been able to get through it. I'd say the other unique thing is, on top of training for the mountain, I am training for ultra marathons at the same time. So it's two programs in one, basically.
Yeah.
So a lot of load.
Yeah. What about anything specific for, I guess, you know, the demands climbing at such altitude? Any sort of altitude training, anything like that you're currently doing, or?
To be honest, not so much. In an ideal world, I would be in the mountains at altitude already training for that sort of thing, but around Sydney there's not a great deal. So the gym I'm at has an altitude chamber, which I do train in occasionally, but I think the biggest prep for me is to get over there early and acclimatise. So I'll do a climb before I go to Everest, just to get the body ready.
Yeah, awesome. Wow. What have been your previous successes and failures in mountaineering or climbing?
Ooh, okay.
Let's not talk, so you had to get, you know, chop it out, and that was, you know, out of your control. But maybe there was something that you think of, oh, that was super successful in my time, or something I feel like a bit of a failure that I've learned from that.
I think I was humbled by that experience on Aconcagua. Like, I went over there seriously underprepared. I had zero respect for what I was about to undertake. You know, I was cocky. I was national in paddling at the time, and I thought it's going to be easy, and it's not. You know, you watch these videos and you think, oh yeah, I could do that, but it is difficult. So I think the good that I took out of that is just it's a lesson, and it sparked something in me to, you know, change my mindset. It changed how I prepare for things, and I don't underestimate challenges that I'm undertaking now. So, yeah.
Awesome. Now, currently I assume your training is pretty hectic at the moment. So do you mind us sort of going into, you know, at the moment what you're doing in the week? So apart from working, you know, as a plumber.
Yeah. So
tell us about your typical training week at the moment.
We got a long time. It's good. Yeah. So I work as a plumber, physically demanding, but on top of that, so a typical Monday will look like between a 14 and 16k run and an upper body gym session with abs. And then I will throw the boots on, recovery boots or an ice bath. So we're looking anywhere from 4 hours up to 7 hours a day. Typical Tuesdays a speed workout at the track, roughly around 14 to 16 Ks. Trying to, you know, keep my pace around 4-minute Ks.
Yeah.
Wednesday's a big leg session, 2 hours plus, and then recovery after with the boots on and ice bath.
Yeah.
Thursday is a run of maybe 12 to 14 Ks, and then I have a pack at the moment with 16 kilos, and this week is an hour and 40 minutes on the stepper.
Yeah.
A Friday is an hour and 40 on the stepper with weighted pack and an upper body session and abs. A Saturday is a run of anywhere from 30 to 60 to 70 Ks, and a Sunday is a big leg session plus recovery. So
not many days off. There's none.
There's 0 days off, but when my body says it's time, I know I need a rest day. I will take one.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it long enough to know when I need one.
Yeah. So your body, how's it feeling coming up to the climb?
Mate, I feel fantastic. To be honest,
you must be if you're not having any recovery days.
Yeah. No, I feel good. Admittedly, like, I am tired. That's to be expected with the amount of training I'm doing. I'm tired, but performance is getting better week by week, which is a good indication. And I'm not really, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, amazing. You mentioned a couple of things. So in your training week, recovery boots, ice baths. Are they what's your main things with the recovery? Is it just that, or do you focus on other things?
Yeah.
Like nutrition and sleeping?
Nutrition and sleeping. Probably two of my worst things there. Like last night was 11:30 at night, up watching the tennis late, which was good. Italian.
Because he was Italian.
But yeah, okay, so I'd say, look, stretching and nutrition aren't my biggest strengths. I'm definitely all about the Normatec boots. I throw them out on lots of compression therapy most days, to be honest, and then ice and hot pools, so alternating between those, and yeah, they're probably the biggest things that I use, and I use the torture device, the roller.
The torture device, yeah.
Yeah.
They used them back in the 50s, didn't they?
Those?
The foam rollers.
The foam rollers. I don't know. Did they?
I don't know. I thought you knew.
Yeah.
No. Alright. Now, any injuries or niggles currently, or maybe that you've experienced in your training?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. At the moment, no, touch wood. All good, but I've recently, thanks mate, come off the back of a bursitis and inflammation of the hip on the right side. I think it's just from overtraining. No rest days.
Yeah, I think overtraining, sounds true.
Yeah.
Someone like you.
Yes. Well, I had a bit of time off, maybe 2-3 weeks off training, and the flare up has pretty much gone.
Amazing.
And, yeah.
Awesome.
So that's pretty much it, mate. Otherwise, I'm feeling good.
Yeah. That's what you want?
That's, yeah.
I guess.
A+.
A plus?
A+.
Oh yeah, give you that. Now, medical considerations.
Yeah.
For the climb. High altitude. How high is Everest?
8848. So
I'm glad you knew that.
pretty high.
Yeah. So what do we got to think about? Getting up to such altitude.
There's a few things that you need to consider. So first would be high altitude pulmonary edema, which is blood in the lungs, and high altitude cerebral edema, which is swelling of the brain. So two common issues associated with high altitude climbing and being able to acclimatise and get the body ready. Basically, if you get those, the only treatment is going down. I mean, there's steroid injections and stuff like that, but you take those, your trip's pretty much over. Other things, I mean, in Nepal, you've got to be a little bit careful on what you're eating. So, stomach bugs and all of that is an issue. So nutrition is very important. I'd say, and then you've got your objective dangers, obviously, going through the Kumu Glacier, which is a big ice fall full of moving blocks of ice that move every day. Avalanche risks, you've got the extreme cold and the weather.
To name a few.
Yeah, frostbite.
Is there a doctor on your group, in your group?
Yeah, so that was one.
Always would be.
Yeah, that was one of the big deciding factors on which outfit to choose, was the fact that this company had a doctor. Yeah. And he's one of the renowned altitude specialists, so that's what made me go with them.
Yeah, and is there maybe a pre-climb questionnaire that you have to fill out?
Yeah. I guess you have it's sort of like an interview process where they ask you questions. And they want to know your experience and whether you're fit enough. And I mean, it's not just the physical aspect. There's mental, and emotional as well, which play a massive part in it. And I guess you need to be as sound as possible in all three aspects to be successful, and yeah, so
Yeah.
there is a bit of a process involved. I don't know, I can't speak for every company, but the one that I'm with is they definitely ask some questions.
Quite a really good process. Is there any mindset work that you're doing on the side, and do you think that's like a large part of the training?
Yeah.
Do you think that how much does that help, or is it mostly physical? Or
I think majority of what we do to get up there is mindset, and I think it plays such an important role. Like, to be able to do something like this, you need to be mentally on top of what's happening. You need to be able to switch on when you need, and that internal dialogue that you have with yourself all the time, you need to be able to listen to it or shut it out. So it's a big part of my prep. I listen to a lot of positive affirmations. I listen to a lot of I wouldn't say self-help, but it's like, people talking about you being able to do this, and just having that sort of faith in yourself. And I think through the years of endurance sports, and I think that's given me the confidence that I need to be able to tackle this.
Yep, amazing. I'm excited for you.
I'm excited too.
So I guess, on the end of that question, what's your favourite quote then? What's something that you think, maybe I'll be saying this to myself, or maybe this has just been a massive part of my training and what's going to get me through?
Two things that stand out to me at the moment. I heard recently that it's not about the bigger picture. You've got to break everything down. So, I know it's simple, but step by step. Like, you don't need to worry about the fact that it's 2 months and how hard it is. Just get through each day, get through each step. So that's one thing. The other one is, accept and adapt. You've got to accept what's happening, what you're doing, adapt to the situation, and push through it.
Yeah, pull through it together.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. How big's the team?
I think there's around 8.
Yeah.
Eight people on the expedition, and the team itself will be triple, quadruple the size. There's going to be, cooks at base camp. There's going to be Sherpas carrying oxygen up the mountain, and they're going to be doing, like, without them it's not possible. So the team will be, 8 clients, I would say, and then you've got all the people behind the scenes making everything possible.
Yeah, amazing. Well, that wraps up the interview of part 1.
Part 1.
Part 2 is when you return safely.
Yep.
In, we'll say, 3 to 4 months' time. We'll get that done. So I wish you all the very best of luck.
Thanks, Ryan.
And your viewers can't wait to listen about your adventures.
I'm excited.
Yeah, congrats.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, mate.
All the best.
Thank you.